Yo, what is going on, you guys? Rep the 407 here, bringing you a brand new video. In today's video, we are back on the tier maker, and we are going to be doing our wide receiver list. So right here, you see we have a whole bunch of wide receivers, and there's a couple receivers that I don't even know. So just bear with me on those receivers. It's a little, just like probably like 2 receivers, but just bear with me. But we're going to jump straight into it. You guys seem to love these. So first person we are doing is Desean Jackson. Desean Jackson is now on the Eagles. Well, before I do anything, I'm going to be doing it based off how they play, like right now. Like how they played last season, and then coming into 2019 with their new team and all that if they are on a new team. But we are starting off with Desean Jackson, and like I'm saying, he's going to a new team. He's going back to the Eagles, and now he's on a better offense. So that's why I think I'm going to put him at B tier, because unfortunately he was with Tampa. He couldn't do much, but now that he's on the Eagles, I feel like he's going to do something. Adam Thielen right here, easily elite, in my opinion. This guy is one of the best route runners in the league, has good hands. He's not the fastest player, but he's not the fastest or like style type player, but he is going to get you your yards. And like at the beginning of the season, he had 100 yards every single game, and he made the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row. Adam Thielen is just like, went from underdog, came undrafted, went to like the training camp, and then he's now an all-pro player. And that's why he's just amazing. AJ Green right here, a player who's normally hurt, but when he plays, he plays. That's why I'm going to put AJ Green at S tier. People might have him at A tier just because he's always hurt and he's on the Bengals. But I feel like AJ Green, every time he's out there, he is making a play and he's fighting for every single yard. So that's why I like AJ Green and why I think he's in the S tier. This one right here, I'm not sure. Okay, I thought I didn't know, but this is actually Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson is actually a B tier type player, in my opinion, or an average player, which he goes up there, gets the ball, but he's not out there like doing what AJ Green does. Or I don't think he's an A tier player like some of the A tiers I will be putting very soon. But he is up there in my opinion. Alshon Jeffery right here, an interesting one, because with Carson Wentz, he doesn't do much, but when he was playing with Nick Foles, he does do much. Not Carson Wentz. Alshon Jeffery, I would personally think he is an A tier type player, but that's when he gets the ball. Like in the Super Bowl, he like played his ass off. He played injured, and that's why I put him in the A tier, because I think he's one of the top receivers in the league. But I think he might be like a low A tier, high B tier. So I'm gonna keep him at A tier, and I might switch him up later on. Anthony Miller, I'm pretty sure this is Anthony Miller if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Anthony Miller, he was a rookie last year. He hasn't shown much, but I'm gonna put him in C tier just because he's very young and he didn't have a great, he didn't do amazing in his rookie year. He just had a good rookie year, so I'm gonna just put him in C tier. He might be higher, but he was a rookie last year, so there's not much to tell. Doug Baldwin right here, the man who retired because he failed his physical. He would be an A tier type player with Alshon Jeffery if he was still playing, but he did retire, so that's why I have him there. Number 11 for the Browns, if I'm not mistaken, this is Antonio Callaway, I think. I get them confused. There's a couple of receivers on the Browns that I don't know. I know they had like Higgins, I think his last name is. Antonio Callaway, I think that's Callaway, but I'm going to put him in C tier. Not a receiver that's going out there and doing something for you. He's just under the radar. So here we go. This is someone I don't even know who he is, so that's why I'm putting in D tier. I searched it up as Chester Rogers. I've never heard of him. He might be good, but I'm putting in D tier because I do not know who he is. Randall Cobb right here, a player who's now playing for the Cowboys. He has Dak Prescott as his quarterback. He's a little bit older in age, but he's also a good slot receiver, so that's why I'm going to put him at B tier. And also at B tier, same thing with Cole Beasley. Now he's on the Bills, if I'm not mistaken, and he's also a good like slot receiver. He can make those catches for you and get a couple extra yards after the catch, so that's why I put him there. Brandon Cooks right here, I think he is personally an A tier receiver. Brandon Cooks has played for like the best teams in the league. He played for the Saints. He played for the Patriots. He now plays for the Rams. He's been playing for the best teams with good quarterbacks. But I feel like he goes out there and he runs his routes. He's speedy, and then he tries getting the ball every single time. So that's why I put him at A. It might be high in your eyes, but let me know down in the comments what you think. He could possibly be a B, but I think he's above these 4 wide receivers right now. Cooper Kupp, he didn't play much last year. I think he got injured in the season very early. But I'm going to put him in the B tier because when he did play, like in his rookie year, he was out there making plays. So I have Cooper Kupp in the middle with the B tier. Right here, Amari Cooper, a young player who balled out when he moved to Dallas. That's why he's an A tier, because he can get you them yards, he could get them catches. He just didn't work for the Raiders, so that's why I have him at A, because with the Cowboys, he did play great. And I think he went for like 600 yards, 6 touchdowns once he got traded. So Amari Cooper, he's one of the best receivers, one of the top receivers. I don't know if top 10, but he's up there. Corey Davis right here. Corey Davis, there's not much to say. I'll probably put him in B tier, but he's like the only receiver on that team right now. Well, they just drafted a receiver, but before he was like the only receiver on that team, so that's why I have him at B tier. Michael Crabtree, he's a little old now, but I have him at B tier as well, because he could go up there, get you the catch, but he's just not as good as these A tier players, but that's why I have him at B tier. He goes deep, he's a long, like a deep threat, and he could go up against the quarterback and get them catches for you. Davante Adams, this is a hard one, because he's either between the S tier or A tier. Davante Adams made it to the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row. I don't know if he made it the year before that. I don't think so. But he's made it the past 2 years. And I think I might have to put him S tier. It might be like a low S tier, but I'm going to have to put him S tier because he has been balling. He has Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, so that helps. But he does go out there and play. He gets touchdowns, so that's why I have him at S tier. So number 11 for the Dolphins, which is Devontae Parker. I'm going to put him in D tier. He hasn't really done much because he's been hurt, and he didn't do much when he played. So that's why I'm going to put him in D tier. He might be C tier, but hopefully this year he does bounce back. I want him to do something good. So hopefully he has a good year this year. So I just realized this is Desean Jackson, and this is actually Adam Humphries. I couldn't tell because it's kind of covering the numbers. So I'm going to move Adam Humphries to D. And then I'm going to put Desean Jackson at B. Adam Humphries doesn't really do much, so that's why I have him at D. Right here, we have number 17 for the Jaguars, which is DJ Chark. I think he was a rookie last year. I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to put him in C tier because he had Blake Bortles at quarterback. So I think he could be good, but with Blake Bortles, he couldn't do much. So that's why I'm putting him at C tier below these guys. You guys might disagree. That's why I'm making these lists, so you guys could argue. But onto another rookie right here who is DJ Moore. DJ Moore had a pretty decent season. He was the number 2 receiver for the Panthers behind Devin Funchess. But I think I'm going to put him in B tier. Actually, do I want to put him in B tier? Yeah, I'm going to put him in B tier. He deserves... Actually, no, I'm going to put him in C tier. I'm going to put him in C tier. He did decent in the season. Well, not decent. He did good. But I just don't think he's as good as these receivers right here on B tier. So that's why I'm going to put him at C tier. But he can prove me wrong this season, obviously. I think he's good, but he just didn't have an amazing season or a season like these guys. So that's why I have him at C tier. Julian Edelman right here, I'm going to put him at A tier. I'm going to put him at A tier because Julian Edelman is Julian Edelman. He makes plays, go out there, balls out. A great receiver for Tom Brady, so that's why I'm going to have him at A tier, and I feel like he's similar with these receivers right here. Emmanuel Sanders right here, another great receiver in my opinion. I'm going to put him at A tier as well. It might be a little bit high in your opinion, but I feel like Emmanuel Sanders is one of the top 20 receivers in the league if healthy, and if he has a good quarterback. So hopefully this year he does come back from that injury and balls out. Right here, Devin Funchess, the new Colts wide receiver. I'm going to put him in B tier. He's a good receiver, so I think he's in this list with these people. I don't think he's an A tier or a C tier, so that's why I have him here. Michael Gallop right here, if I'm not mistaken, it says 13, so that's Michael Gallop. He's good with Amari Cooper. I don't think he's in this list with the B tier players, so that's why I'm going to keep him at C tier, but he could be up there. He did have a pretty good year for the Cowboys last year, but I just don't think he's in the same list as these guys up here, like I said. Right here, we have number 19 for the Eagles. I really don't know who that is. Is that Golden Tate? It is Golden Tate. Golden Tate is a B tier player. Easily. He's now on the Giants, so he's the number 1 receiver for the Giants. So that's why I have him there. But he was quiet for the Eagles, but hopefully he does good for the Giants since he is the number 1. Another number 19 is Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay is a B tier player. He went out there and balled out last year, in my opinion. I might be wrong. You might disagree on that, but I feel like he balled out. Even though he is very young and the Lions didn't do much, he went out there and balled out. Right here, we have Marquise Goodwin, another B tier. I feel like he's very similar to Cole Beasley or Corey Davis or Desean Jackson. He's a speedy receiver, or he's kind of like a Brandon Cooks, but not as good as Brandon Cooks. But he's a speedy receiver, goes out there, balls out. He just needs to get that quarterback, and hopefully Jimmy G can help him like ball out this season. On to the next receiver right here, we have James Washington. He didn't really do much last season, so that's why I'm gonna put him in D tier. James Washington really didn't do anything. Next receiver we have right here is James Washington, and I'm putting him in at D tier. He really didn't do anything for the Steelers last season, and probably that was because AB and Juju were on the team, so hopefully next year he could do something. But last season he didn't really do anything. Hopefully he could do something this season, because we're going to need him to do something this season. But on to the next one, Jarvis Landry right here. Jarvis is a good player. This one's hard, because it's either between A or B for me. He can be an A player. He's a player that has style. He could do one-handed catches and all that. So I think I'm going to put him in A tier. He could be B tier maybe, but I'm going to put him at A tier because he's a player who could definitely get 1,000 yards for you. And he's a player that goes out there and gets catches for you. So he's not easily an A player, but he's in the middle basically for me. Julio Jones right here, no need to like question it. He's an easy S player, hands down. Juju Smith-Schuster, the #1 receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is an A player. The man balled out both seasons, his rookie season and last season, but we don't know how he's going to play as a #1 with AB gone. Hopefully he keeps on balling out, but we'll see what happens. Keenan Allen right here, I think he is an S player with these player right here. He has great route running. He has great hands. He's a great #1 receiver. Even though that last year, Phillip threw to like Tyrell and Mike Williams, but he still goes out there and balls out, so that's why I have him at the S tier. We have Kenny Stills here. Kenny Stills, I'm going to put him in the C tier. He's decent, but I don't know if he's like these receivers like I said before. But Kenny Stills, hopefully he balls out because he's been with Miami and hasn't really done much. But maybe he might ball out this season. We don't know. Right here we have Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is also C tier in my opinion. He got hurt last year. Hopefully he comes back and has a good year. But he was having a decent year for the Cardinals. Not on any other team, but for the Cardinals, he was having a decent year last year. Larry Fitzgerald, right now, if it was all-time, easily S tier. But right now, I'll probably put him B tier because it's Mr. O reliable. He can still go out there and get you catches. So that's why I'm putting him there. All right, so we're kind of completing the list here. So I'm going to skip a couple of players because I don't want to miss all the lists. So we're going to go with AB right here at the very last spot. Easily S tier. Another S tier player, Odell Beckham. Those two players can go out there, break cornerbacks' ankles, and run the ball down the field for 80 yards or something. So that's why they're S tier. Another S tier player, Mike Evans, 6'5", gets up there. He'll fight a cornerback if he needs to, as you can tell where he did with Jameis to protect him against the Saints. But he'll jump up for the ball and do what he can do to actually score for you guys. I don't think there's any more S tiers here. Let me double check. Yeah, I don't think there's any more S tiers in my opinion. You guys might see a couple S tiers, but I don't think so. Like, for example, Stefon Diggs, I think he's an A tier. Tyreek Hill, I think he's an A tier. T.Y. Hilton, I think he's an A tier. Let me see. Any other A tier players are on the list right now? Oh, I forgot S tier. DeAndre Hopkins. I couldn't see his number, so it was kind of tricky to see that was DeAndre Hopkins. But he's obviously S tier. The guy goes out and balls out. One-handed catches, all that for Deshaun Watson. So that's why he's S tier. But A tier right here, we have Stefon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, and T.Y. Tyreek and T.Y. go out there, speedy receivers. They're short, but they can blow past the cornerbacks. And Stefon Diggs has the amazing hands, as you saw in the Minneapolis Miracle. I don't want to hold this video because I know it's getting pretty long. But let me see what I could do with the last couple. We have Courtland Sutton, C. He didn't do much last year. We have Calvin Ridley. Or no, this is Mohamed Sanu. Mohamed Sanu is kind of declining, so I'm going to put him at C. Calvin Ridley is going to be at B because he's been playing. He had a great rookie season, so he went out there. I think he had a game with like 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what he did, but he balled out. Mike Williams, a guy who had double-digit touchdowns, and that's why I'm putting him at B tier because he balled out last season, even with like Melvin Gordon, Antonio Gates at tight end. You had Keenan, all those people. So that's why I'm putting him there because he had those 10 touchdowns. Sammy Watkins, I'm going to put him at C tier because he's kind of like he's not the Sammy Watkins we all knew. Robert Woods goes with B tier. He fits well with the system, and it's a great trio with Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, and him, so that's why I'm going to put him there. We have Robbie Anderson, another B tier player. He played great 2 years ago. Last year he was decent, not as good as the year before that, but he is a good player and he goes out there for the Jets and balls out even though they don't have much. We have a couple more players that I am not sure, to be honest. The only one I really know is Marvin Jones, who's a B tier with Kenny Golladay. I think they both had 1,000 yards. So they're a good duo, but they just under the radar. They're not talked about much. We have Marquise Lee. I'm going to put him at C tier. I don't think he's all that. And then we have these receivers, and I forgot his name. Something Foster. It starts with an N. But I think he goes with C tier. He did have a good end of the year for the Bills, but it's the Bills. Sterling Shepard, C tier. He hasn't really done much in my eyes. Will Fuller here, I'm going to put him at B tier. At one point, I think he had the same amount of receptions as touchdowns or something like that. He had near the same. I think he had like 9 receptions and 7 touchdowns, something like that. But he had a crazy stats before he got hurt, so that's why I'm putting him at B tier. Taylor Gabriel right here, I'm going to put him at D tier. He's just a speedy receiver, but he doesn't really do much for the Bears or in general, so that's why I put him at D tier. And then we have 3 more receivers who, I think this is Tajay Sharp, or however you say his first name. I'm going to put him at C tier. The Titans are the Titans. Nothing too crazy. Dante Pettis right here. He was a rookie last year, and he looks like he's going to be good. He got hurt last year. I feel like he's going to be a good player, but right now I'm going to put him at C tier. But I feel like he's going to be a sleeper, and he's going to have a crazy year, either this year or next year. And then last but not least, we have the Packers player. I don't even know who this is, but I'm going to put him at C tier. I might change that. I'm going to find out who it is because I don't even know who it is. So I'm going to change him down to D tier. I don't even know who he is after I searched him up. So he might be good, but I don't know who he is. Let me look at the list one more time before I finish off the video and see if I have to do any changes real quick. Alright, so I didn't do any changes. The only thing that I wish this wide receiver list had was Sammy Watkins, because I would have added another list and I typed in McDonald's just for him. Another row just for him, McDonald's. That's where he would have been, right at the bottom at McDonald's. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Who should move up? Who should move down? All that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I know some people will be mad with some players, so let me know down in the comments. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe like always. I will be posting more videos soon, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take care, and peace out.